Welcome to the channel. My name's Alex Hubbard. I'm a senior system administrator and cybersecurity engineer. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing below. If you've been here before, welcome back. Be sure to check out my social media pages. I'll put a link in the description or links in the description. I post a lot of pictures and stuff of things that I'm working on behind the scenes, that sort of thing. Today, we're going to take a look at using Duo to secure your home lab or home network. Duo has a free tier, Duo MFA, which is a great solution to add another layer of security to your small network. They do have commercial tiers. They're roughly $3 to $9 per month per user. We're solely looking at the free home edition today. So this is a good way to add another layer of protection to your home network. Keep in mind, I'm not affiliated with Duo in any way, shape, or form. This is just a product I've used in the past, and I want to pass along my knowledge to you guys. So hopefully that will help you out and be able to add another layer of security to your network. It's very, as I've talked about in other videos, it's very important to do security in layers, and this is just one piece of that puzzle. So let's hop over to Duo's website and take a look here. We want to sign up for a free trial right here. Duo doesn't give you a way to sign up for the free version without going through the free trial. So we've got to go through the free trial here, and you can take a look at their plans by going to edition and pricing. And the plan that we're going to look at today, and this is what we're gonna sign up for, is this Duo free for 10 users plan. And I'm definitely just getting used to my Wacom tablet here. And you can see that the plan it's fairly limited compared to the other three plans that they have. But it gives you enough where you can secure your devices. So let's run through the free trial. It should be noted we're going to have to set it to free once we get the trial set up here. So let's jump over to their free trial. And I'm not going to go through this. I already have my trial set up for Duo, so I'm just going to log in. But you can go ahead and go through and fill out this information and click Start My Trial, and then we'll jump into the console. All right, jumping into the console, the first thing that we want to do, and I've already done this because I've set my account up to do this demonstration, is we want to come over here and go to Billing, and we want to scroll all the way down here. And by default, I think the trial they give you is Duo Access, so it's like $6 a month. We want to come down here, and it's good for 30 days. So if you want to try it out, great. But for the purpose of this tutorial, we're going to solely use the free version. So we'll pull this drop down and click Duo Free. And I apologize, I think I called it Duo MFA earlier in the video, but it's actually Duo Free. It's going to be for 10 users, and you can click off I agree and click Update Your Subscription. And this will set your Duo subscription to be free. It's the free version, so we can continue setting it up. There are some caveats to this. You can create groups, but it's limited as to what you can do with those groups. I'm going to take you through the process of creating a group just because I like to be a bit organized, and that's what I'm using the groups for in this case. In order to add users, normally you would be able to, if you had one of their higher tier plans, you could do directory sync and set this up so that you could sync from Active Directory. That's not available in this plan, so we have to manually enter our users. All right, the first thing we need to do is we need to come over to groups, and we need to add a group, and we'll give it a group name, and we'll call it Lab User Group. And we'll give it a description. You always want to get in the habit of giving your stuff descriptions. This group contains users that are allowed to use lab servers and workstations, right? So close enough. So we'll click on Add Group. And again, you can see here that normally you would be able to set your group to, force two-factor authentication or bypass it, etc. This is where you would create some of those rules. But because we're using the free plan, it's just set to active. So this is really just purely a management piece at this, or an organizational piece at this point for me. So we're going to go ahead and click Save Changes. And again, you can skip this step if you don't feel you need it at this point. So once we do that, we're going to come up to Add Users, or the User section. We're going to click on Add User. And here, the username has to match your, let me log into my domain controller here. I'll show you. It has to match the login name of the user in Active Directory, right? Or that you're going to log into the computer with. So in this case, it is Active Directory, even though we're not using Directory Sync. So we're going to open up Active Directory Users and Computers, and we're going to go to our Lab Users OU, and I'm going to set it up so that it's for our Alt Lab account here. And we'll double click this guy, and we'll go to the Account tab. This user logon name is what we're looking for here. So that's what we want to make our user account in Duo. So let's come back over to Duo here, and we'll type in Alt Lab. We'll click Add User. And you can see that the user hasn't enrolled yet. That is something we're going to have to do next. So each user has to have an email address. So we're going to give our user here an email address. And we're just going to use my YouTube email, contact@achubbard.com. And we're going to force two-factor to be active. So two-factor authentication will be active. We're going to add this user to our lab users group. We'll give it a note. This user is the lab account for the AC Hubbard .lab network, right? So at least we look at it and we know what it's for. So go ahead and click Save Changes. So now we've added our username, we've added the contact email, we've added this user to a group, and given notes on the account. So we'll save changes. And the next step that we have to do here is we need to send this enrollment email. So click this link here, and it's going to say enrollment code sent. And at this point, we can move over to our smartphone. And if you don't have Duo installed already, you'll want to install that. So once we're on our smartphone, we've got this link here that we can click on, and it will take us through all the steps to activate Duo so that you can start using it. So we'll run through Start Setup, and we're going to tell it what type of device that you're using. In this case, I'm using a mobile phone, so we'll click Continue. We're going to enter our phone number, and it's going to prompt you to verify that's the correct number you entered, so we'll click that checkbox. We'll click Continue, and now I already have Duo Mobile installed, so we're going to select the I have Duo Mobile button, and we're going to tell it to take me to Duo Mobile. It's going to prompt you, do you want to open the application? Absolutely. So we'll click Open, and it's going to say Registering Device. Now, I have a couple of accounts in here, so we're going to give this account a name, so it's going to be Lab User Account, right? We'll click Done, and now it's been added to our Duo mobile application on our phone. So the next step we need to do is we need to go back over to the Duo console, and we need to protect an application. So if we refresh this page, we can see the enrollment link is no longer there, and you can see that the user is now enrolled. So now what we need to do is we need to protect an application. So how do we do that, right? We need to come up over here to Applications in the left-hand column, and we need to click this Protect an Application button. And this is going to give you a list of all the applications that Duo protects, right? So we're going to search for Microsoft, and we're going to find RDP. Now, don't let RDP scare you. This client does RDP, but it also does the console. And what I mean by that is you can install this, and when you're installing it, we'll go through that process. You can select it so that if you're logging in locally to the system, it's also going to prompt you for your Duo authentication on your phone, right? So let's go ahead and click on the protect button for RDP, right? So go ahead and click that. And up here, you're going to see it's going to generate an integration key, a secret key, and an API host name. You'll want to jot those down probably in your password manager somewhere so that you can keep track of those as you add systems to this application. We're going to edit our global policy, and we're going to require actually, I apologize. By default, require enrollment is selected. In this case, I've already been in here because I've been working on this tutorial, and I've already selected deny access. And what this means is that when somebody tries to log into a system that's protected by Duo, it's just going to tell them they have no access. Now, if you had directory sync set up on one of their more advanced or their commercial business plans, you would be able to do some cooler stuff with this, like auto enrollment, etc. And that's not what we're doing here, just purely showing the free plan. So I've got it set to deny access. So we'll save that policy. And we want to give it a name here. Again, try to be a little descriptive. We'll do lab MFA access. And you can leave the username as simple. That way it will look at the user normalization, or it'll just look at your alt lab account and just work that way. So notes, this is protecting our lab servers and workstations. And you can click save. So now we've got our application set up in Duo. Now we need to go over to one of our lab machines and install the client and configure the client on that side. To pick on my lab-win10a system, and for the moment I'm going to log in as my administrator. And you want to navigate to this Duo link here to download the latest Windows client. I've already downloaded it as of the time of this recording, and document that I'm putting together, 4.2.0, is the most recent one. So we'll open this up, and we're going to run through the installation process. You'll also want to probably log in on your lab machine into your Duo admin console just to be able to get the keys that you need, or put them in some kind of a file so that you can grab them. This is a virtual machine, so it's a little bit tricky to do this. So we're going to grab our information here, and the first piece you're going to need is the API host name. That's the first section that we're going to grab here. So we're going to copy this, and I've got the install running. We'll click next, and we're going to paste the API host name in this field here. Click on the next button. And this is where you need your integration and secret keys. So we'll copy that. Copy that. Oh. Try that again. Okay, there we go. What do we check off here? You can leave this checked by default if you want to. It's fail open, so what that means is when your system loses connectivity to Duo, whether that be your network card fails, you unplug it, something like that, it's going to allow you to log in without doing two-factor. So typically, I will uncheck this. So we'll uncheck this. I definitely use auto push. So what that means is when you go to log in, it's automatically going to push to your phone, so you get the prompt on your phone, and you don't have to click one of the buttons on the client, right? And then we'll leave only prompt for Duo authentication when logging in via RDP. Now this is what I was referring to earlier. So if you were to check this, you will only get prompted via RDP. I'll leave this unchecked so that I can kind of show you how it works in both the client or the local logon process and through RDP. So we'll go ahead and click next. I'm not doing anything with smart card for this tutorial, so we'll ignore that. You can also have it set for UAC, but I'm not going into that for this tutorial as well. That's a whole different animal. So we'll click next and click install, and it's going to take a second to run through. Boom, and you're good there. So now what we can do is we can sign out of our administrator account that we just installed this with. So first we'll look at what it looks like to log in with an approved user. So we'll type in alt lab and our password. And you should get the Duo screen here. Okay, so there we go. And I got the prompt on my phone, so we're going to click approve. And now we're logging in. Once this logs in, I'll log back out and we'll try a different account and see what it looks like. Okay, now you can see that we're logged into our system here. And just so you can see it, we'll open up a command prompt. Who am I? Logged in as the Alt Lab account, right? All right. Let's go ahead and log out of this. And we'll try logging back in as our administrator account and see what that looks like. Okay, so we tried our Alt Lab account and that worked successfully. So switch over to other user and we'll try our administrator account. So because this is a domain administrator account, you have to do AC Hubbard /, which is my domain. If you just do administrator, it's going to try and log in locally. Then we'll type in our password. And it doesn't really matter what account you try. It should give you the same result. It's going to say access is not allowed because you are not enrolled in Duo. Please contact your organization's IT help desk. That's what we want to see. Nobody's getting in. Only your approved user is going to get in at this point. So hopefully this gives you guys something else to try in lab. I do use Duo in the field quite a bit. It's a good product. It's a great product. It's very easy to set up. There's a ton of applications and stuff that you can secure with it. Used it for VPNs, RDP, etc. There's definitely a Mac client as well. We can do that in another video. I just picked up a couple of Macs to play with as well. So I'll try and get a video going on how to protect your Mac because there is a way to do that as well. One more thing actually I wanted to show you, and I should have shown you earlier, is how it works with RDP because that's kind of was the whole purpose of this. So let's log into, we'll just pick on our domain controller for the moment just because it's my lab and it's already up and functional. So let's move over to our DC and we'll open up our remote desktop connection client here. Lab Win 10A. And we're going to do more choices. And we want to log in with an account, our Alt Lab account. Just so you can see what happens with Duo. Give it a second. There we go. And now, yep, there we go. I've got the prompt on my phone, so we'll approve it. And we'll log in. Let me show you RDP one more time here, but let's try with an account that doesn't have access to Duo, right? So we'll do more choices again. We're going to switch back to our administrator account. And it should fail out here. It should tell you, I don't know, my lab is a little slowly. It's time to rebuild it and upgrade it. That's a whole nother video for another day. So again, there we go. We get the same message. Access is not allowed because you're not enrolled in Duo. Please contact your organization's IT help desk. So that is, in a nutshell, how you can add an extra layer of protection to your home network, your home computer, your home lab, whatever, Windows systems you want to protect. Duo gives you free 10 users for free. No limitation that I'm aware of on devices you can protect. So if you have a bunch of Windows systems, Mac systems, whatever, as long as you're using, within that 10 user limit, you're good. So it's a great product. Check it out. If you like this video, you found it helpful, give it a thumbs up, like it below. You can check out my social media, especially my Instagram at @ACH_sysadmin. And, thank you for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful and informative, and I will see you in the next video.